Good evening and welcome back to Here is the Storm. My name is Bahamut. We have got ourselves a wonderful Zool Rules gets hit by butt bot immediately. We have ourselves a wonderful best of 5 series for the Coastal Finals for the Nexus Gaming Series Division C West. I'm just going to scale myself up here because I just like to block the giraffe chat. There we go. I adjusted some stuff and I adjusted some lighting over the past couple days, so all that's now set. But Opprobrious to be banned. How are all of you? Good to see you, Kaleo, Stark, Zell, 8S, Buttspot, of course, Kaleo, Lazy, Hydra, Ghost Pants, Hero, Shearbot, Stark. Good to see all of you. But I'm sure you're happy to see me, but you're more happy to find out how we got to Sky Temple. I have to fix this. I realized this way late and we were already going, so I was like, all right, I'll fix we're in a best of 5 series. It only shows 3 right now, but that's just because I screwed up on I chose the wrong map editor. All that aside, the home team this evening is going to be Would Tap That, as they are the higher seeded team in our Coastal Finals here. So they're going to be opting for first pick priority, as there is no coin flip in this. Towers of Doom and Braxton's Holdout was banned by them. Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen were banned out by the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and we have Sky Temple as the first map chosen by them. And first pick goes over to Would Tap That. Flem's probably big OP. Buzzbot sees me as a prime target. What's up, Valk? How you doing, bud? Sky Temple, I'm so excited about this. Suffer Sia, how you doing? Thank you for coming by. Good to see all of you. I have missed you all so much. I had a blast with my friend while he was visiting. We went snowboarding and stuff, and we went gambling, and it was all fun and good times, but I missed talking about Here's the Storm and rambling about video games to the internet. So thank you for being here. Miss you all very much. But let's go ahead. We have an Ariel Probius ban on the right. We have a Malthiel and Kel'Thas on the left. We have a Deathwing first pick coming out from the members of Would Tap That, and a Leorc to start things out. So they want to go ahead and start by having a lot of damage to go into the Deathwing when it comes into the team fight. So sustained damage in that fact will be from the Spectral Leech from Leorc, and then they're going to be going for a big burst of damage with the Curse Bullet from Greymane. So it's probably going to be like an opening with Greymane using Curse Bullet, then Leorc, maybe Wraith walks in or something like that and kind of starts to amplify or take more health away. Anduin will be picked up there, as well as Joanna. So the blinds will be pretty good to make sure that Greymane isn't able to dive on some of the targets like Anduin. Holy Word Salvation might be just a good buffer, or you know what, it might just be Light Bomb. Might be sealing Falling Sword, Light Bomb here, and maybe getting into the backline to try and disrupt things so the Greymane and Leorc actually have to back off from their dive. Looking at the draft right now, they don't have a whole ton of team fight potential, and globals are a big thing on this map. They could consider, actually, you know, Deathwing plays in the global range, so I don't think they would ban out a Dahak. I think damage is what they want to look at, and it looks like it's going to be Chromie. Go, 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 a Secret Nova strat, please. Please, Mings, please. Cavalier, how you doing? Would Tap That, represent the wood. Exactly. I have to get used to reading chat and paying attention to the game at the same time. Mal'Ganis to be banned out, as well as it's kind of at this weird shift as of late when it comes to main tanks and where people fall into their roles. Whereas you have, you know, a Mal'Ganis versus an ETC, and then the disruptor role has always been ETC's role. Like, he's been able to power slide in, get the face melt, and then just kind of walk away. But the Mal'Ganis has been doing the same kind of thing, but he has more self-sustain, and he also has that Night Rush, which has a lot of good setup. Either way, they're gonna get themselves a Varian as well as a Stukov. I actually really like that Stukov pickup right there. It's gonna be able to spread that push around. You have a lurking arm to silence something like a Joanna or Anduin. Jaina and Cassie to be grabbed, so more blinds coming out. Burst from the Jaina. We might be seeing like actually this might be something like a Light Bomb into a Blessed Shield into a Ring of Frost, some sort of like combo burst onto these players to lock them down. As much as I missed you, Bahamut, I was rocking out to your starting. Yeah, I know. Oh, on a piano website? Hold on, I missed the latter half of that, but yes. Hyper Holiday lineup with the ESA Speedrun Week. It was able to support those guys. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Good thing you're all practicing against Deathwing Fridays. Monkus, how you doing, friend? I'm gonna go with dark because I can't read the rest because there's 4s in there and it throws off my brain. How you doing, friend? You're kind of getting into it. You have to send that over to me, Kaylee. I'm interested to check that out. Either way, we have a very good draft. Mephisto does round things off, so they did need a little bit of, they need some spell power in there as well. And the Mephisto, it's got some good dive. It can step up with the Greymane. I'm curious to see what this variant will be. I expect a taunt, but Colossal Smash is still an option as well. Armor reduction on targets where Greymane's diving in as well is very, very, very powerful. Yeah, Mephisto, huh? I love the hero, but I'm not sure on this map. I'm 50-50 on it, Lazy Hydra. I feel like I see where they're coming from. I think I see the game plan. It's, you know, it's a mage that can step up, but at the same time they leave their, you know, they have that the Shade of Mephisto, when they use the Shade of Mephisto to dive in, so the Greymane can get a little extra help, and there are opportunities where that Shade of Mephisto can reduce armor and stuff on some of these players. But either way, speaking of players, we have got ourselves a game number 1, and I'm sure you're all itching to find out how this goes. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Would Tap That. We're going to be having Pet Wolverine on the Jaina, Colonel Pants to be on the Deathwing, Clem's going to be on the Cassia, Mongoose will be on that Joanna, and Shadonis on the Anduin. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Arrogant Nephalem. We've got Tribe on the Mephisto, Dekillian.
4, 3.
Dekillidan, I think it is going to be on the Greymane. Sigatai will be on that variant. Null Pointer on the Stukov, and we've got Kaim on the Orc. Let's check out our mid lane engagement and see what we get for our level 1s, as it's going to be the fight over the Vision. It looks like the members of Would Tap That are going to grab that Vision. That's easy. That's it. GG. Well played. Back to Bandit. You know, he'll be able to give you the breakdown analysis of that. The running joking with a lot of my friends, and I don't know if this is something that's in the Nexus as well, or other people say this, but you know, you have to get Vision to win the game, and if you're the first one to get Vision, easy, GG. It's like when you get hit with the Tyrande Sentinel. When you get hit with that, the other team wins. I mean, you can't get hit by the Sentinel at the start, right? That's how it works. Feet, buddy. What's up, Tilted Sister? $200 on Arrogant Nephalem getting 10 first. And just betting on what levels are hit first. Oh god. All right. Well, we've we're gonna have rotations between mid and bottom. So a little different than some of the. I say some because you know, I see double rotations like this sometimes, not always. I more or less see a lot of like 1-3-1s, which where you have 1 here on the top, 3 in the mid, and 1 in the bottom. You cycle one of those heroes in the middle, like a Greymane, to grab this camp. But here they're actually, I think there's a little bit of nerve showing here, and I was actually talking to the players before this. And they both were saying, like, they're a little nervous. Yeah, they've never been in a Coastal Finals. It's a best of 5, which if you didn't... Oh, I did have that turned off because I was doing something earlier, but there you go. It's a best of 5 series. And so I think there's a lot to a whole best of 5 series, and people get a little nervous. And so I can see why they're kind of playing this tighter rotation, this safer rotation as well, whereas typically in the 1-3-1, that hero that rotates off, like a Greymane, a Genji, a Maiev, anything that's a dive-based assassin, might be able to run down there and get that gank, or, you know, help out someone down there. But either way, that's also when we sometimes see like Dahakas and Falstad, so you have, you know, the globals matching each other, and they typically sit the bottom lane because the first temples on this map are always top and mid. You can always rely on that. There's a couple standards in this game where, you know, camp timers, there's map objective timers, but this is one of them on this map specifically, is when you have the top and mid as the first objective phase on Sky Temple. I believe after that it does randomize across the map. Actually, no, second I believe is always bottom as well, then it starts to randomize across the map. Either way. How do we get our Discord colors? What do you mean? Ooh, dive on to Mongoose. That's going to be the Iron Skin popped at the last second. Oh, I was thinking that, I was wondering if Mephisto was going to try and dive through the gate and go for that. The Temple phase will be activating here in the next 20 seconds. Another standard in our game here is when you do hit that 2-minute and 30 mark on a lot of these maps where there's an objective that, you know, pops up every so often. The first one will pop up, is announced at 2-minute 30, and then you have the start of it at 3 minutes. But that changes from map to map. Like Braxis Holdout's a little bit different. You have Dragon Char's a little bit different. Either way, we do have first phase here, and it looks like no one's jumping onto it immediately. They do open up bottom lane on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Now, Would Tap That. They got some pressure into top lane. Cassia already going to be on the point up here as well, so she's going to get some value, plus the camp pushing in. This is actually huge for the members of Would Tap That. Because of that, I think they're going to get so much more value from this top temple if they do get the entire thing. I believe top temple does more structure damage, but mid gets you more experience. There's some breakdown. I don't know if it was ever changed, but that was one of the big things like in the past that was always talked about during the HCC is which one you're going to go for. Taunt came out from the variant, so we know it's not Colossus Smash with the dive in. That's going to be Cassia going down first blood over to the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Is Leo just double soaking while they shove bottom like it's their job? I mean, if it works, it works. 20 months, Kriv, thank you so much for the resubscription. I'll resend your alert when we get out of this game. Thank you so much. Pants? What? What about pants, Zul Rules? The color of our names. Are you talking about like your role in the Discord channel? I don't know. In my Discord, it's been a little wonky sometimes. Like, for some reason, some people's roles just keep reverting, and I don't know why. Like, I'll go and manually set a role, and it just disappears. Like Shadonis, that's one that always resets, and I don't know why. But either way, that's gonna be Colonel Pants. Diving on in with the Cataclysm, Sikatai taking a lot of damage. The taunt goes out onto 1. I think that's more or less to save the friendly team. What Pet Wolverine was just taunted there, and I think that saved Null Pointer from them stepping further forward and just kind of said, you know what, I'll sacrifice myself and you guys can go ahead and get on out of here. But top lane, gonna have some pressure coming onto there. Pretty even when it comes to our levels, but we can go ahead and look at some of the damage experience as well as the healing that's been coming through for these players. I was just skimming through the talents. I don't think we have any sort of major questing talents that are going to be finished out anytime soon. The one thing I can check, actually, did Joanna? She did go into the Subdue at level 7. You can see that down over there. So she's working her way through that one, but you got to hit 4 to be able to get that. You still, I mean, the baseline value from it's amazing. As long as you're hitting 2 or more heroes with the punish, you're getting that 80% slow. Jane, as you can see in the bottom left, is at 14 out of the 20 stacks on the Fingers of Frost at level 1. And then when it comes to other questing talents, I don't think I saw any others, but we can take a peek at that in a little bit. Right now, I'm just kind of jumping around the map and seeing what the players are doing here. It looks like Cassia and Leorc are still going to be 1v1ing. Deathwing going to be rotating into mid to pick up some more experience. I think they're just trying to close that gap into the 20 talent tier as quickly as possible, or excuse me, the 10 talent tier. I'm getting ahead of myself here, as that's going to be Shadonis getting dove on, but they have that lurking arm out as well to keep them from getting the healing out, so that was a really good combo coming out from Arrogant Nephalem. Would tap that, does have the Deathwing back down here. They're poking out a couple of these players. Dekiladin is getting a little bit low, but that posture being spread around will be enough, and 10 talent tier does come through for both these teams. Well, first for the members of Arrogant Nephalem, but not too far behind on the side of Wood Tap. That seems like pretty standards across the board. Mephisto holding, we could see Durance of Hate or Consume Soul. They're both viable here. Consume Soul with a 20 talent tier upgrade is pretty good as well, because you get the recast of it, but Durance of Hate does have that lockdown. It allows you to just constantly dive in, and I think that exactly that's why they're going to be going into that, because you can have that, then maybe you drop an Entomb or vice versa, you know, drop the Entomb, throw that in. So there's going to be the Entomb coming out. The Durance of Fate connects onto the Deathwing. There's going to be the Bellowing Roar from Deathwing to force them back. There's a lot of damage that came out, but it looks like no one going down. Ring of Frost actually going to go out raw, hitting just onto the variant, but they're taking so much damage. Deathwing dropping meteors from the sky will find a kill, and that will be 1 for none. Favor for the members of Would Tap that, as we have a bottom temple up and available, and it seems like Arrogant Nephalem going to stay and be aggressive and jump onto this point. Maybe try and steal a couple shots. Definitely going to be dropping a couple more meteors. Lurking Arm coming out. They're going to get the fall down. Skyfall? I think it's Skyfall. Drive is going to be able to get right out of there, but ooh, wait, no, maybe they might not be able to. Joanna with the Condemn pulling them back in. The slows from the Subdue, you just saw that right there, that 80% slow. If you've ever been hit with a Earth Grasp Totem from Rhaegar that's that slow, but you're able to do that anytime you hit 2 heroes, and that's not the longest cooldown in the world. I actually want to look really quickly. What is the cooldown on that overall? 8 seconds. It's every 8 seconds you can get 80% slow, and then if you finish out the quest, you can get an 80% slow every single time you're hitting a hero, because you no longer have that restriction. Oh, Hash Browns, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Zuramag, thank you so much for the host as well. Welcome everyone from Zuramag Stream. I did not realize that. Desert Jester, thank you for the Twitch Prime. eBagatron, thank you so much as well. Oh my god, everyone's subbing. I apologize for missing it. I'll resend all of your alerts when we get out. And once again, Zuramag, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone from their stream. If someone could shout out Zuramag, I would very much appreciate that. But it looks like Deathwing will be landing up in top lane. Majority of that phase going over to the side of Would Tap that, as you do see that the fort went down on the right-hand side. And for anyone that's joining, we are on a Coastal Finals for the Nexus Gaming Series, which is going to be the best 2 teams from Division C West. They're going to be going up against each other to go into the Grand Finals. That'll be Division C East versus Division C West. And that's going to be, I don't know if that's a best of 5 or a best of 7. I should have asked that before I went live so I could talk about it a little bit, but either way, it's either a best of 5 or a best of 7. Someone in chat will correct me in about 30 seconds or so. This is going to be an Arrogant Nephalem stepping forward and grabbing that. But we are in a best of 5 for this match this evening, so we got potentially 5 wonderful Heroes of the Storm games for all of you, but at the same time, 3-0s are possible. I don't feel like, I feel, you know what, I'm not going to cast or curse myself. I'm not. I was going to say like, oh, you know, I feel like we're going to go to that game. No. I'm not going to say anything. We'll see where things go. But I think these are great teams. They've both done research on each other. They've been practicing and making sure that they're kind of ready for this. They're not kind of coming in blind or just coming into a week, not taking a vacation for a week and then just starting to play the game or something. So definitely taking this as serious as they can and having some fun with it. Definitely having fun with it, as this top lane fort will be falling down. Leorc will be able to rotate up here, but I think actually, no, the mini wave isn't doing that much damage, so it might be just a very low fort. Another Temple phase going to be coming on through here on Sky Temple, as we do have a bit of a 4v5, I think? Am I counting? Am I counting icons correctly here? Yeah, there. I was looking for Deathwing, and I was like, where the heck are you, bud? And he's up in the sky. Mephisto does go down. Cataclysm coming through. That's going to be damage onto the Varian. Ring of Frost goes out, but doesn't connect onto anyone. That's going to be the Bellowing Roar, forcing the Greymane away, and I don't know if it was necessary, but they still find themselves a Stukov, and that will be a triple kill. Triple for nothing. As Wood tap that, jump onto the point with Deathwing on the bottom. Greymane going to be cycling back to probably grab the camp over here to put some pressure into top. Looks like they're going to grab a boss on top of all this. They're going to have boss pushing in through bottom lane, which is open. You have Leoric trying to get as much value from this. Keim doing exactly what I think they need to do here, which is just stay on this point as long as they can. When they see the enemy team, Wraith walk away. They did not go into Ominous Wraith and Royal Focus either. They're going to be going into Unyielding Despair, so it's going to be more on trying to drain that hope of Deathwing. So it's very, very focused on the Deathwing, and I wonder if this draft ended up being a little too focused on Deathwing and they missed some tools that they actually needed throughout this. I don't think it's a weak draft by any means, but it's just I feel like every single tool they got to deal with Deathwing hasn't been able to do so because it's just been almost a split pushing Deathwing that they really haven't seen outside of a couple team fights. It's really, really well run as of far. How does the bullet miss Deathwing's hitbox? It's like that movie Wanted. They're curving the bullet. The Curse of Sky Temple. The Curse of Butt Temple. Somebody. Hold on. Somebody please copy that and put it in Discord. God, is that good? We got 15s up on both sides. Jaina finished her level 1 quest. Her baseline is about 5,000-ish off. Yeah, 5,000-ish off. And Joanna hasn't finished out the subdue, but still. Arrogant Nephalem has to hit their 16 power spike. Probius has 100% win rate in Division C. Probius actually got banned out here. Bro, if you missed it, Monkus, if anyone missed it, in the draft, Probius was the first ban coming out from the side of Arrogant Nephalem, as that is going to be Cassia dove upon. They get blown up. Light Bomb goes out at the Joanna. They catch a couple. That's going to be the Bellowing Roar as well. Keim going to be getting the Wraith walk out, as that was just one kill in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. And they're hitting that 16 power spike, but they are going to be losing their Greymane there. Keim's so very low, needs to back out. Looks like it's just going to be a trade 1-for-1, and they just go back and clear out some of the waves. And let's go ahead and look at the 16 talents for just a little bit longer. Cassia still hasn't picked theirs. Once we do that, I want to cycle through the numbers once again, get you all an idea of what the healing damage and experiences look like thus far in the game, because we haven't checked in a little bit, and it's always interesting. But Cassia, are you going to pick a level 16, or are you just playing without it? You just don't even need it? But I think Deathwing's less of a problem than the rotations. I think the rotations have been a lot better for Wood Tap That, but it's also because they've been just cycling their Deathwing around to be... Deathwing's been playing the global role, which is not something we often see from Deathwings. I rarely see them being played in this manner, which is really fascinating, and it works out really well for them. Let's see, I mean, they probably have, what, 30-some seconds still before they can fly again, so they're going to stay in lane, and at least the way that it seems to me is I'm expecting them in about 30 seconds or so to take flight, get ready, and then drop down for the next fight, or maybe take flight before they plan to take another fight. Because right now it seems like I'm going to be eating my words, of course, and they're going to be just pushing on in through top lane. They can see that they're hearthing back in bottom. I think they can see this. Yeah, you just saw Colonel Pants vision, so they saw that someone was hearthing out of bottom, so they're pulling them out of there. They know that someone's still in that bottom lane on that temple, whether it's 1 to 2 players. They could play that aggressive in top, but the temple is still getting value onto the keep. We can see down here it's got a couple shots left. We're looking at 7, 8 shots left on that, and I don't think it will take down the keep. I think this is just gonna be a burst for like 2k or something like that. Yeah, I was a little bit off, but still, that caster math kicking in. Either way, this is game 1 in our best of 5 series, and it's going very, very back and forth. A lot more so than I was expecting from these teams. I didn't think they were going to be engaging, because at the start of it, they were kind of playing, not clumped up, but deathballing in a sense very early. It was like a 1-4 rotation, and they were doing mid to bottom rotations, which is not something I see too often on Sky Temple, but also we don't see Sky Temple too often. So some teams have also made some adaptations. Right now, I think it's just the race to get to 20 and maybe find a fight in between. Jaina only 1,000 or 1,200-ish off from finishing out that Frostbite, which means she'll have that ice block. But right now, we've got a bit of a bush party starting out, and let's go ahead and jump onto the vision for Leoric so we can see what they're seeing and how they're going to place. They know Cassia's in bottom, same thing with Deathwing. Percentage space for Deathwing at 13. Oh. So I'm trying to skim chat at the exact same time. I'm wondering what this is like. I'm wondering when they're going to run into the enemy team. Doesn't seem like, honest to God, doesn't seem like these teams really want to engage onto each other until 20, or at least until the next temple phase, which is going to be in this top lane area. Huh. Like I don't know if it's the coastal finals, but these teams are like, they don't want to step up into each other too aggressively. There is going to be this camp that's about to be off cooldown. Jane actually using the ice lance right there to just check if there was someone over in that bush, so that way they knew they weren't going to get ganked. Mongo's going to be stepping over there. That's like, I don't see teams typically, like most teams just rotate and take the siege camp, whatever. This is them really not wanting to lose out. But the big factor here too is the next team to really lose out in the team fight will be losing a major structure. Top lane has a keep that's very low. Bottom lane has a keep that's already been worked on. So if you get a couple kills, you're able to then just snowball that momentum. Now here, I don't know if they know that they're on this boss. They know that they had someone, they grabbed this camp over here. The members of Wood Tap that know that someone's on this top one. They know, they can see them pushing up over here. Whoops. I was in the right vision for a second. So everyone's going to be hearthing. They do get boss. That's going to be pressure in the bottom lane, but now they're worried about this top lane pressure coming through. They do have Leorc. So Leorc's not here. Cataclysm coming out from Deathwing. Colonel Pant's going to be getting to the backline, looking to jump on in, but that's a whole lot of damage. Bellowing Roar does come out, forces the Varian away. Lurking Arm out as well. Look at Colonel Pant's health is so very low. Looks like they got a lot. Ooh, Light Bomb, but that's going to be just flailing swiped away. They did throw out the the Endurance of Hate right there, and meanwhile Leorc does get the entire temple phase, which will yield them one keep. Bottom lane, this boss should take keep as well, and now Leorc is able to hearth out of there. That's pretty well played from Arrogant Nephalem. I think the members of Wood Tap that are playing a little too slow. They had good momentum, and it seems like maybe nerves or what, but their decisions, like they're unsure about the decisions. And you can kind of see it right here. Like the camp was open and available. They were looking to go bottom maybe, and then they're thinking about going back to the camp and going into bottom lane. So it's one of those things that, like, I think they got to take a breath. Both teams, because I think they're just deathballing and they're just waiting for that team fight. But even then, we just saw the team fight in top lane, which was just all disengaged. And, well, Wood Tap that was trying to step up with the light bomb, but there was the flailing swipe, and they were just trying to walk away from that the entire time. Whew. That swipe was nice. That butt was nice. Butt spot on point tonight. Frank, how you doing, bud? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so they see them. This is why vision's so important in the center of the map. They were doing this massive flank into Wood Tap that, and they see that coming, so Arrogant Nephalem trying to just find an angle there. So we're at the point where it's just teams are looking for a fight. That's it. That's it, Triv. God, what's up for Psychic?
The red team's core.
So, I mean, while that was happening, while they're just chasing this around, I mean, they do get a keep in top lane. So, God, I need yakety sax music for these moments. But all I got is that. That's going to be a Ring of Frost going out. They throw some burst damage onto them, and they just run. Jaina's just trying to get out of here. Leap of Faith was so good. That was such a good leap of faith. Woo. They actually went to Desperate Prayer at level 20, so they don't have the I believe it's the Glyph of Faith, which is the one where it gives you a second charge of Leap of Faith. They actually went for the banner of, Glory of the Alliance. That's the one. That's the banner that I actually have a clip of me not knowing how to say it, and just. All right, just about, I think everything questing-wise is done here. We're going to pull away towns because I want to see the fight as it breaks out. That's going to be Cataclysm coming out. There's going to be the light bomb from onto Mongoose. That does so much damage onto Varian as well, but this Endurance of Hate is getting a ton of value. Sigatai is so very low. They end up going down. That's going to be Deathwing traded out. 1-for-1 thus far as they're trying to get Mongoose out of here. We do currently have the Mephisto. Oh, that's a ball of lightning that was jumping around from player to player. It still continues to go. I do think they picked up Infinite. They do find the Joanna kill, but with that, they're going to go ahead and grab themselves the mid-lane temple. They can actually rotate one off into top lane. I wanted to look really quickly. She did go into Indestructible. That was the one thing I wasn't sure about, and there is going to be the Infinite Lightning. Doesn't seem like they're going to play it too aggressive. They're not going to go for the second temple. That would definitely yield them both keeps and potentially the game. So we'll see. Yeah, no, okay, they're going to slowly rotate that into the top lane. Okay. This might be a very anticlimactic end of game one if we just get two temples that end it here. Kriv, I see the Bandit Pets. Thank you. I'll get those for you afterwards. Legacy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, bud. This might be a little anticlimactic here. What are we hitting for? Like 800-ish?
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Oh, I don't think it'll take core. I don't think it has enough shots. They're gonna deal damage, that's for sure. And I think the members of Wood Tap that realize that, they're just like, all right, core hurt's too scary. Why not just go end? Why not end with style? Why not style on some fools? No, I mean realistically, I don't know. I do not know. As I said, I mean both these teams. I think these teams are there's some coastal final nerves. I think there's a little bit of nerves here, and both these teams are playing a little tense, a little nervous. And at least in my view of all of this, that's how it looks to me. They could all be playing, you know, and just be firing on all cylinders, but just the way that it reads to me is that they're just both teams are a little nervous going into each other here and there. There's gonna be a step forward. Looking like they're going to add some pressure into this bottom lane. 55% is remaining on the core. They've got pressure in top, mid, and bottom coming on in. They got this camp as well. Mongoose going to be sitting in the bush. They might have shown right there. Boss is a potential option as well. Let's actually jump over the vision for our red team. Okay, so they definitely can see them all over here. Yeah. As Deathwing drops a couple meteorites on them. So they're like, you know what, it's not worth it. Greymane's going to go into top lane to just push this up. Style points. Yes, exactly. Boss throw incoming. I was waiting for it. Banner of Duh. Thank you so much, Kaleo. You think we're actually gonna get a boss throw? Got it. We actually have a majority Hearth coming out from the team because Greymane's just pushing this up. Greymane's just pushing waves into the core. Catapults are actually hitting for a significant amount as well. 400 per catapult. We're 21 minutes into the game. Actually, I'm probably gonna scale it even further if I look down here. Nope. This one. Yeah, there we go. Well, they can see the majority of the team went back to go clear core. They're going to try and play around this. Mongoose is going to be taunted over there. They do have that indestructible. There's going to be Deathwing landing on top of a lot of them. They do have that bellowing roar. They actually can use that to force them off and try and steal the boss away. That's going to be the flailing swipe trying to push them back. Unfortunately, it's a Deathwing. You can't move them. The Orc does go down. The Deathwing should be falling here in just a second as they get picked off as well. Varian does go down as well. Greymane tries to dive in and capitalize on top of the Durance of Fate that's going to be coming out. They find a kill onto Cassie as well, and that will be Shadow's throwing out a Chastise, but they don't connect, and Kaim now trying to chase further forward, but Anduin does have, I don't remember what talent it is, but he's got the ability to run a little bit faster after, I think, throwing out, which one is it? Speed. This is the, yeah. I was playing a little bit with Anduin over the weekend, because when my buddy was sleeping in a little bit, I was like, I'm going to get a game or two of heroes in, and then he'd get up and we go riding, so I was like, all right, cool. And so I was like, let's play some Anduin, because I haven't played enough of him, and so that's why I was just like, man, he's running real fast. Yeah, that's speed. All right, boss is on core currently with 3 dead and Greymane on core as well. This following this rapidly, it will be game number 1 going over to the side of Arrogant Nephalem in our best of 5 series for the Division C West Coastal Final. GG, well played. Thank you everyone for all of the resubscriptions, the Prime subscriptions, the tier 1s. I really appreciate it, my friends. I will resend all of your alerts right now. We are checking some stats and finding out what these teams want to do.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Haha 2020, haha 2020.
I will follow you.
You lose to boss or lose to the Winions. That's very true, Monkus.
Subscribe.
That's why Greymane was pushing it up. That was a very good call. It was a really good call. He took Mimic, Lightning Nova copied by E. Yeah. Yeah, this one right here, Mimic. Which is actually a lot more, I've seen a lot more Mephistos taking that. Bandit Adorable. Sam, how you doing?
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Greymane showed top before. It was a free 4v4 Deathwing. That's true. That is true. Boss was very nearly went either way. I don't think the throw really. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, into it. getting into it. All right, let's show some stats once again. We're waiting just to find out what map we got, and then we'll go ahead and get into game number 2. I'll update the scorms here in just a second. Sam, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, friend. Glad you're enjoying the content you're seeing. Wait, what? Cat Peach just sent me something that says gift for you, and it has Asmodan on it, and I'm so happy. Okay, alright, sorry, I'm done looking at Asmodan. Alright, we're back over here. Apparently, the response was 1 sec arguing. Alright, so they're figuring out what they want to do. Map-wise, let me go ahead and update the team scores. Let's go ahead, I'm going to try and update the map editor as well, so that way we have a proper best of 5 setup. Because as I said, I messed that up earlier when I was setting it up, but it won't have all of the maps that we need. Alright. Okay, so that's that one set. Did I have a map yet? No, they're still arguing about the map. Okay, so I can update my stuff. So we had ban onto that. See, this one's not... Well, you know what? We'll swap to it if we need it. Right now, we're going to keep it, because this one actually has everything we need on it proper. All right. I need to mark that was a win for them, and we'll figure out what the next map's going to be. I'm actually friends with Wood Tap That's Captain. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. The Graham in the top lane with a Merc would have ended the course super fast, even with versus Jaina. Ta, how's it going, friend? You sleep? Yeah. Great dig, go top. What kind of dog is Bandit? Bandit is he's a mutt, but he's a border collie mixed with black lab, I figured.
There you go, bud. Yeah, that's from Christian. Yeah, thank you, Crib. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the pets, Kriv. Alright, we have a map. I know where we're going. Let me mark my notebook. Okay. Let's get these players in here. One of the teams uses all the same portraits, so that makes my life super easy. Okay. I got the pets in for Kriv. Time for HOTS? It is time for HOTS. Stark, how's it going? How was your day? How was the D&D campaign over the weekend? I don't think you guys streamed it, did you? Rob Christie, how you doing, friend? Good to see you. Keen, how are you? Bandit wake up? Yeah. He's kind of in and out. I didn't walk him today. The neighbor dog stayed over because my neighbor's daughter had a gymnastics competition down in Reno. So I actually had dropped my friend off, so I swung through that as I was leaving Reno, and I was cheering them on. She actually ended up placing really, really well. Like, she got first place in 3 out of the 4 categories she was in, and then the entire gym won first place, and then she was best overall at the competition. She killed it. So it was just cool. It was cool. I got to see that. I checked it out, and then I was watching their dog because they stayed down there to celebrate. Buttspot renamed your dog to Bahamut Gaming. Wait, what? What? What did Botspot do? Hold on. Such a good boy. I see what you're saying, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were saying it renamed it to Bahama Game. I was like, how did it do that? I see, yeah. Buttdit. Yeah, so he is a border collie mixed. I rescued him from a shelter in Detroit back when I lived there. And so, yeah, he was cute and he looked like he needed a home. I don't know why it says time for HOTS, but it's time for HOTS. I don't know why. Why is this? Oh, I know why this is here. I know why that's there. Okay. All right. Hold on. I need to fix something. I got a new timer today for streams. So apparently, when I move, okay, I see. It's OBS grouping weird things. That was super odd. Okay, it's gone. Thank you for catching that, Stark. It took me a while to realize it. All right, let's see if the teams are ready. We got one ready, and we'll see if we have another one. Jinxie's one-shot went super well. We tried to stream mine, but when... Yeah, no, I actually caught stream issues that Tetra couldn't even figure out, so we just ended up playing with no stream. Oh, okay, okay. Nice job to your neighbor. Yeah. Wait, is it no longer time for HOTS? No, it's still time for HOTS. It's time for HOTS. It's always time for HOTS. Did you guys know it was time for HOTS? I didn't, the Golden. He's still super cute. What are you talking about? I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling half the time because I'm just waiting for players to let me know when they're ready. That is, it's me, just rambling about random stuff. But or you might be asking about the one-shot, because we play D&D over on Jinxie Cat stream. But we'll talk about that later. Let's get into a draft. It's no longer time for HOTS. See you next stream. No, it's always time for HOTS. Lazy Hydra, thank you. All right, we are here back in game number 2. We are going to Infernal Shrines. On the left, we have Wood Tap. That on the right, we're going to be seeing Arrogant Nephalem. This is our Division C West Coastal Finals. It's a best-of-5 series, and I know you're sitting at home wondering how we got to Infernal Shrines. As I did not mark this... Okay, there we go. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Wood Tap That. They opted for first pick priority as they are the leading team with the higher score. Towers of Doom and Brax's Holdout were banned out by them. Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen were banned out by Arrogant Nephalem. Sky Temple Sky Temple was the first map chosen by Arrogant Nephalem and won by them. The losing team has either first pick or map pick priority. Wood Tap That opted for first pick priority, and so Infernal Shrines will be chosen by Arrogant Nephalem for game number 2. Let's get back into our draft and see what we get here. But how did we get here? Arrogant Nephalem, that's how we got here, Ta. HOTS all the time? HOTS time all the time. Yes, exactly. All right, so we have another Probius ban. Deathwing to be banned out, actually, since they don't want to deal with that. They picked it, and they were like, all right, cool. We didn't win with it, but we're not going to give it to you, so it's out. Malthael to be removed. We're not Cho'Galling here, are we? Ariel will be banned out as well. It's pretty much the same bans coming out from Arrogant Nephalem from game number 1. Joanna to be the first pick, so I doubt we get any sort of Cho'Gall shenanigans here. I was hoping for a second. I was like, Malthael? Maybe? No. Unfortunately. They banned Braxis? Yes. How dare they? I know, right? I was hoping we could get a little bit of, you know, some wild games in here. Okay, Joanna pick up on the left, Kael'thas, Stukov. So they're gonna go ahead and grab their mage. They have good shrine clear, wave clear. Stukov was just strong in the last game overall. And why not, play what you feel comfortable and what's warmed up. Excuse me. Anduin to be grabbed again. They could go for their shrine clear early here. They could go for an assassin. Realistically, it's like, what do you want to grab that you feel is you don't want banned out? And I guess Junkrat, it's not bad. Junkrat's actually extremely powerful on a map like this. Like rotation heavy base maps, he's such a good harasser. And I think Junkrat fits that role very, very, very well, even in his own like lore and personality. And just having the concussion mine and these steel traps are just quite the nuisance. Riptire is a good AoE when you have these kind of setup fights around these shrine phases. Ban-wise, they either need a soul lane or they need a little extra wave clear, so they're actually going to ban out the Chromies, so I think that's just going to be a targeted ban, probably towards Pet Wolves? And then it might have to be banned out on the left. Okay. They're going to ban Probius every game. Also, lull first picking Deathwing. Or first pick banning Deathwing. I've seen teams, honest to God, fear it. And I can't blame them. If you don't know how to deal with it yet, that's probably one of the most annoying parts about another hero. Deathwing is still worth banning if you're second pick. Absolutely. Varian and Leoric on the right-hand side to be grabbed up here. I mean, the Leoric in the last game was really good, and Varian kind of set up so much for them. They just have the Kael'thas here. Like, the Kael'thas, instead of the Mephisto, works out really well on a map like this. Okay. Rexar for the solo, and then there's the Jaina once again. I really like that a lot. There's a lot of good harassment, a lot of good poke. I wonder if there's a little anti-synergy between Jaina and Junkrat. That's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about is, if you get someone, if you're trying to lock someone down for a Ring of Frost or something like that.
Feeling a Wood Tap That rebound in game 2.
Thank you, Dude Abides, for the $5. Holy crap! That sound bit is a lot louder than I expected. It caught me so off guard. I'm just worried about the anti-synergy with Junkrat sometimes. Greymane to be picked up to round this out. So realistically, all that they're swapping out on the side of Arrogant Nephalem here is just going to be a Kael'thas a Mephisto for a Kael'thas, which on a map like this, as I said, I don't blame them whatsoever. The chain bomb value is huge. Flame strikes are really easy to poke onto the shrine with. You can clear the waves quickly between the rotations. Leoric is great in the solo lane. Greymane can rotate and grab camps. Overall, I really like Arrogant Nephalem's draft, but the Rexar, I love a Rexar. I love a good Rexar game. The Junkrat, I think, has a lot of good damage in there as well. I think a fairly underrated hero in some aspects. So I think we're in for another good game, and I think Wood Tap that are going to be able to put one up on the board here, but we'll have to see what happens as we load on into game number 2. Wait. Nice of Wood Tap that to give up map pick, first pick, and one of their bands. God damn Zuros. Someone report a mort. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Chat is feisty tonight. Like, I come back. I don't know what you've all been doing over the past couple days or the past week, but you come back feisty. I love it. Alright, let's get into the game. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Wood Tap. That Pet Wolf's going to be on the Jaina, Mungus on the Joanna. We've got Colonel Pants on the Rexar. Shadonis will be on the Anduin, and Flem's going to be on the Junkrat. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Arrogant Nephalem. We got Tribe going to be on the Kael'thas, Kime to be on the Leoric. We got Sigatai on that Varian, Null Pointer to be on the Stukov, and we have Dekillidan on that Greymane. Let's go ahead and check out our level 1s and see what we get here for our first engagement. Flare to be used at level 1. Interesting. I've seen a couple Rexar players picking up Flare here and there. It's 25 seconds of vision, if I'm not mistaken. 20 seconds of vision. And so I've seen them take it up on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and so they throw it over that bottom. Wow, that's a lot of chain bomb value very early, and they need to watch out for that. But they throw it in the bottom lane where you have the bottom turn-in on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and that allows them to just have vision for 20 seconds, and they don't have to worry about someone potentially ganking them. Now, the one thing I don't know, so it's basically you can throw it out every 20 seconds and get, you have constant vision value from it. Not bad. Not bad at all. We'll see how much they use that right there. Actually, hold on. I wonder, or is it one of those, like, does the timer not start until after? The timer probably actually starts after it ends, because that's what I was wondering. I was like, that feels a little busted if you're just throwing them out every 20 seconds. Okay, no, that makes sense. The timer doesn't start until it actually ends. It's a lot like Archon Form, or like like Archon Form for Tassadar. At least the UI that I use shows the cooldown going down, but when it actually ends, it does reset to the full cooldown. I think it just might be a UI issue. Either way. Flare? Yes. Yes, flare. 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 Everyone. Everyone. But Shrine cleared? No, flare. Munkus, flare. It's always flare. Hey, we'll see. We'll see what value comes from it. I'm always interested in adaptations, and we'll see if they maybe Rexar is just gonna split push the entire time and just throw flares out to see if they're getting ganked. But right now, wave clear a little bit slow on that Rexar. We do currently have the core 4 pushing between bottom and mid. They are going to be doing a little bit of double soak while they did come down here to clear out the bottom lane camp that was grabbed. There, I think they were just trying to push up a little bit further. Nice Junkrat concussion mine just to throw Sigatai around. They did get level 4s, which means they are going to be having the taunt from Varian, going to taunt immediately onto Anduin. There is a nice gravity lapse to follow up. It does connect onto Pet Wolves instead of Shadonis, but still, the combo is there. I think it's just dialing it at this point for Arrogant Nephalem. Would tap that, going to have to use Colonel Pants to double rotate as well. They're going to be, now, they jump in here, and they also want to make sure that they're getting those regeneration glows for Jaina as much as possible. Oh my god, the dive onto a Joanna and almost bursting her, which is not something you hear too often. Another flare. I mean, look at this vision. Look at this, okay, well. Top lane is going to be a Frozen Punisher popping up here first. As I always like to note here, you can hover over the shrine with your cursor to find out what it is, even before it even spawns. So right now we have no idea because we don't know the gem color, we don't have anything in the bottom, but even when it's like, even when it's not even glowing, you can still hover over it and know. Same thing with camp timers, you can hover over, so Siege Camp in bottom lane is 140, on the left-hand side 132, 119 on the right. It's always like I always think that those are just useful tips that even if like you've heard me say it 500 times, there's one person in chat who's just like, wait, really? So as long as I can teach one person in chat, that's always good. Great mate, time's out. Do they have a Gilnane cocktail through the gate? 69 health is the lowest I saw that go. Nice, as we do currently have 6 to 6 in our levels. A little bit more experience in favor for Arrogant Nephalem. No kills just yet, but I think the rotations have been a little bit stronger for them thus far, and they've been able to control a lot more of this game, as this is going to be a bit of a skirmish in the top lane. Jaina does need to rotate back from the Hall of Storms, as they did Hearth back as they were very low. Concussion Mine, gonna force some members around, but nothing too annoying. Taste for Explosions for the Junkrat at level 4. I've typically seen, oh wow, hold on, that's gonna be... Okay, no, I thought they were going to be able to burst down Tlems. Typically, it's the Concussion Mine, or not the Concussion Mine build, it's the Steel Traps, which is, it's Chattering Teeth and also Sticky Wicket. And those are what I saw in the past, but Sticky Wicket had a 0.5 second reduction on the silence, and that was just like, it's no longer valuable, but I think it's mostly because it was no longer busted. Flare going out once again. I mean, look at this vision. Look at this vision, everybody. All right, 7 talent tier will be picked up soon. We'll just cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. And we do have our first Punisher Frozen, it will be, and that will be pushing on in through top lane in favor for the members of Wood Tap that. We do have Kaim on that Leoric still rotating between, I think, bottom and mid, soaking up, so they're making sure that they're keeping that small experience gap that they have in their favor. But right now, this Punisher phase could yield them a little bit more, at least yield them that experience that they're missing. Seems like they're going to be pulling this around a little bit. Punisher not getting too aggressive, and I think they'll get the front gate, and that's about it. You can also just look at the top and see what it is. No, Delta, you can't. Not when it hasn't been announced. Not when it hasn't been announced. You cannot. Because right now, I believe the next one is mid. Is it showing? No. Sorry, I can see it, but either way. Yeah, you only know what it is. You only get a visual indicator once it's actually spawned. Until then, there's nothing to really actually show you other than hovering your cursor. But Siege Camp on the right-hand side, Siege Camp on the left will be grabbed. We currently have the Rexar rotating back up into top lane. Where is going to be our next Punisher? I didn't look at the timer, but I think we're about a minute off from the announcement. Because we do also have the Rexar going into that Hunter-Gatherer at level 4. They're going to be getting those 25 regeneration globes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we have the next one in mid, and this is what I'm talking about. You have no idea what this is. There's no gem, there's nothing. Nothing. And in typical fashion, I'm talking about nothing, Anduin goes down in bottom lane. First kill going to be going over to the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Alright. It's a little hot in the house, my apologies. Kaim is, I had to turn down the heat really quickly. Kaim is going to be doing double rotations, making sure that this camp in mid lane isn't going to be clearing things out. 10 talent here was picked up, as I promised beforehand. Let's cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. We already knew that Varian had taunt. Phoenix from the Kalefaust, that makes sense. I mean, they could go into Pyroblast, but at the same time, Anduin just goes into Holy Word Salvation. It's nullified. So Phoenix is going to give you better zone potential and just sustain damage if you're going to be using it as a push potential tool. Go for the throat for the Grey Mane. They're going to be looking for some of those lower health pool heroes like Junkrat, Jaina, Anduin. They got some good targets. I mean, technically Misha Bear, I mean, well, what is she sitting at health pool wise? 2,000, she could be a go for the throat target as well. Either way, it's going to be 10s across the board. Kaim is pronounced Kime. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Kima? The letters make no sense as it being Kime. No letters in what? What? How did we also, really quickly, how did we go through an entire game one with no one pointing that out? It's May it's key. Okay, now see, I'm just gonna read it phonetically and not trust Twitch chat because I'm getting too many different things. We have a fight breaking out right now. It's gonna be Lurking Arm coming out from the Stuke Off. There's gonna be the Ring of Frost in the back line. Wolves is gonna be going down right there as the Flame Slip goes out, but that's going to be Null Pointer being dove on by Colonel Pants in the back line. Another axe will be enough to get the kills. They find the kill onto them. 1 for 1 thus far. Mongoose getting chased out as well as there's going to be a Wraith walk out from the Leorca. That's what we're gonna say. They don't get to have their name called anymore because I don't believe you. I thought it was Kaimo. See now Stark's even joining in right now as Tribe with some 30 health is gonna be able to get through there. Greymane dives out. They go for that throat. They find the kill onto the Joanna. Now Colonel Pants is getting very low as they're going to be throwing the Chastise out onto Sigatai, but nope. They end up turning around. Taunt goes out onto the Anduin. I think they should have enough healing. Greymane does dive in with the Dark Flight, but doesn't find the last little bit of damage they're looking for. Really good engagement back and forth between those two teams, but overall, I would say that Arrogant Nephalem really came out on top of that. They do have pressure still in top lane they need to deal with, but they're going to be on this Mortar Punisher for mid lane. What do they have pressure-wise? Oh, they got a little bit of pressure onto that front gate right there. You do currently have Varian taking a little bit of damage. That's going to be them just diving back in and saying, you know what, I'll keep autoing into this Rexar, and hopefully that gets me the value I need to stay alive, and it seems to be working out for them as there's going to be a flare. Oh, wait, hold on. Light Bomb coming out, connects onto the Leor, but they just Wraithwalk just in time. Not going to be getting stunned out. There's going to be an Entomb, but it catches just the Misha Bear, and I think this is going to be one of those pauses in the team fight, going to cycle back, grab themselves some wells, regroup, and then try and get back in here and grab themselves their first Punisher. His first one did go over the side of would it tap that. Flare value, of course. Throw out that flare, hit some people with it. Wolverine is going to get the Leap of Faith onto them to kill it, and is going to be diving on in, trying to get a little extra damage on them in that Worgen form. Also keep up those stacks as they do have a Blessed Shield, Ring of Frost coming out. That's going to be... oh wow, the Chain Bomb value! Holy crap! That is spreading so much, and this is what I was talking about a little bit in the draft too. Swapping out the Mephisto for the Kael'thas, the Chain Bomb value on these Shrine fights is so insanely impactful. That's an insane full-length Gravity Lapse also coming out from Kael'thas with that Netherwind at level 4. Jump from the Punisher onto Misha Bear, Kalpita as they get the kill onto her. Safety Flare. Yeah, you gotta use your Safety Flare. Someone tell Woodtap that ring isn't actually good. You never hit enough folks. Someone tell Butt that ring is actually butt if you never hit enough folks' butts. I mean, Buttspot couldn't have said it better myself, as we currently have the Mortar Punishers still pushing on in through mid lane, going to be able to get themselves the front gate whittled down, and I think that's as much as they're going to grab. I would expect them to back off after getting the front gate. Well, they do have 13 talents here on both sides. Rexar is still pushing in top lane. They need to make sure they're managing their lanes. They want to keep this level advantage that they found over the enemy side. It looks like about a minute on both of the Shaman camps. They're going to go ahead and grab themselves this Siege camp for the mid lane, add some more pressure. Greymane can actually cycle and grab this on their own. Seems like, oh no, they're not going to go for it whatsoever. I'm a little surprised by that. Definitely different momentum coming out from these teams in game number 2. I think Arrogant Nephalem, off that win from game number 1, definitely is feeling... They're feeling good. They're feeling their characters, and they're feeling like they're making the right decisions. So right now we're seeing a lot faster of a game from them in comparison to game number 1. Just because I think that they, taking that win, they're like, all right, cool. We know what we're doing works. Our communication's on point. We all seem to be warmed up. And at this point, it's just making sure that they're going to continue to put this pressure on, because right now they've got an advantage in this game. They're up 2 kills. They got a solid level lead, and they've got a mid lane fort down, which means periodic catapult pressure coming through. Yeah, that's a solid advance in my opinion, and we'll see what happens here as we get a Arcane Punisher for bottom lane next. Just gonna clear out this Siege camp, and this might be the bit of a pause in the game where they look for 16 talent here, but it may be a pause in the game for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Woodtap that should take advantage of this. Woodtap that should look at this and say, okay, we have 14, they have 15. We need to find a team fight so that way we can get some of that experience back in our favor. Because right now, I mean, experience in heroic kills, you can see right there, a heroic kill right now would probably yield them a solid 1,000 experience, and that would push them up quite a bit. So a good team fight before 16 is in their favor, but seems like since they've lost on a lot of these team fights, they're a little worried, and they're just going to back off, work on their questing talents, making sure they're finishing those out. Taste for Explosions at 50 out of the 200 stacks possible. We did just see Hunter-Gatherer finished out by the Rexar. So I believe this can be armor on the Misha as well as themselves. We also do have that Jaina Fingers of Frost on 32 stacks currently on the Kael'thas. That's going to be yielding them 480 extra mana. Riptire, best ring setup. Miss on purpose, then bump them into it. Exactly. That's how you do it. That's what I do. In a brawl I was playing earlier, I played Lieutenant Morales. I went grenade build because why not? I'm in a brawl. And our Zarya went Graviton Surge, and every time that the Graviton Surge would only get one, I'd knock the other person into it with my grenade. There was only once in that game where I knocked someone out, and I felt so bad about it. But Monk is going to take a lot of damage here trying to make their way out of this bottom lane. That's going to be the Blessed Shield going out. Nice Entomb. Will they be able to find? Oh, leap of faith. You can see that the beam was there. It was already ready to go, but they weren't able to get that pull in time, and that is another kill in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and they will be able to rotate back and grab the shrine in bottom lane. Now, Shaman in top lane, if left uncontested, and if the tower doesn't focus onto it, will take this down without any contest. Yeah. Yeah, you get like this is a good example. Like, I know that I'm watching the minimap, there's nothing happening around the shrine right now. This is a good example of why you don't let shamans just free push in top lane. That was really quick. Like, Lior was rotating, I think, for the majority of that time. I think they might have cleared the mid still. But yeah, like, shamans really get a whole lot of value. Grenade build? Yeah. You go clear. You just pick all the grenade talents, that's all it is. I mean, because why not? Why not throw out grenades? Like, because if you get the displacement grenade, you get cooldown reduction. It's like 2 seconds per hero hit. And if you go for the clear at level 1, you're increasing your radius, so you're just hitting people constantly, you're getting cooldown reduction. It's the most annoying thing. It's like Tassadar with Force Wall at level 20. As long as you're hitting that cooldown, which he always gets that, but still, the Force Walls that come out are so annoying. Really good to set up for the Entomb. Ironskin was pulled out as well. They had the moment, like if they would have just grabbed that, that might have been a kill. Misha Bear is going to be used as bait to literally pull the Punisher over. A little rude right there, as they will be able to go ahead, grab themselves this fort in bottom lane. Sigatai stepping forward, looking for a taunt target that's going to be onto the Jaina. The gravity left to follow up. That's going to be Riptire from the Junkrat. That will be that silenced. The silence from Stukov does actually hit the Riptire, and that stops it in its tracks. So that was a really good play right there, as they do get the kill onto the Misha Bear. Our Punisher at 35% falling is going to be sieging on this keep front gate. I think this is as much push as they get. Chain Bomb still spreading from player to player, and we do have that Ignite in the Pyromania from the Kael'thas as they do dive on in. Tum's taking a lot of damage. This Jonas trying to stop them, as Punisher still alive, being pulled around as well. Looks like Colonel Pants did get the bait over towards the mid lane a little bit. Mongoose gonna try and slow them down. Banner of... I'm just confused by that. I know it was Banner of Dalaran, but I just was confused by the play of that really quickly. I was like, Boars were unleashed. This is a long chase. Here's the thing. They're chasing in this in bottom lane, and they're going to turn this around and then try and dive stasis from the Rexar. Ring of Frost goes out, connects onto 3 players right there. That will be Rexar going down. They don't get a counter kill themselves. The one thing I wanted to point out is look at your minimap on mid lane. Mid lane, like, they chased into this instead of clearing out mid, and they're going to lose a keep because of it. And this might actually, if they can get a couple kills, they could rotate to mid lane and try and end the game. They've got a great wave, and they're rotating slowly but surely there. Mongoose, I don't think, has any other tools to slow down death. They don't have Iron Skin. I think one more auto. There, they dive in. They could look to end here. They could look to end through mid. But apparently, they're just gonna go ahead and say, you know what, bottom lane keep is gonna be the jam. We have a Punisher Mortar in mid lane coming up next. But with 11 seconds on the Rexar and 34 on the Joanna, this is definitely gonna be a keep in bottom lane going down. Ring value, butt value, exactly. Zoning and Tomb? Oh, okay, Jesse Jones. How's it going, friend? This is GG. I thought it was, but it's just gonna be a secondary keep. But hey. Solidify, making win conditions. But at the same time, while giving yourself win conditions, you're also giving opportunities for the enemy team to start bringing it back. We're gonna cycle through those other numbers and get an idea of what those look like. We currently have Liork just managing the top lane. Looks like this will be Bruiser Camp on the left-hand side, gonna be cleared out. Be able to put that in through there, but this will be constant catapult pressure through bottom, constant catapult pressure through mid. They've got more camps coming on in as well. We've got 20 talent here in just a second. We'll go ahead and peek at that after we get through all of our other numbers, because it's a good idea to look at those right now. 5,345 when it comes to experience from just heroic kills. We have a roughly 10,000 deficit when it comes to experience on the side of Would Tap that, and they're just trying to close that gap right now. They're just trying to manage their lanes, not step too far out, and realistically they need to try and find 20 before the next shrine phase, but that's only 60. No, okay, I was gonna say like 60 seconds. I wasn't looking at the timer. Yeah, we got about 30 seconds, so finding a level-ish in that time, I don't know if it'll be possible. They're just gonna try and hard push top, but this might end up biting them in the butt. We'll see here. I'm looking at... Let's get our vision for the red team. Because it is, they're fighting into 20s and they don't want to do that, but... Oof.
Destroyed. Good work, fellow
Apparently, Leoric uses the kid announcer. I think he uses whatever announcer they're using. Anyways, that's going to be the gravity lash going out for Jada, the leap of faith to pull them as well. Oh my god. Sorry, in my head, I completely swapped it around as well. But anyways, that's going to be the top lane shaman pushing on in. We currently have Shrine started. I believe this is our 4th or 5th one of the game. They're looking for an angle into this, but the members of Would Tap That down in our best of 5 series. If they lose this is a Punisher. 18 minutes or 19 minutes going into a core. No keep or anything to block it. This is a hard spot to be in. Let's see what we do here. It's a lot of, tipping toeing around right now. It's going to be Mongoose taking a lot of damage. They're getting whittled here and there. If they find... Oh, Mongoose has a whole lot of damage on their light bomb goes out. Mongoose actually ends up going down to the kill fast damage. That's going to be 1 extra kill into Jaina. They're chasing Shadonis as they do have the Wraith walk forward. They should be able to slow them. They don't have an Entomb for the next 39 seconds, but the slows will be enough. Colonel Pants is just running for their life as they leave the Misha Bear behind. They end up going down to the Greymane. That's going to be 4 for none. Stukov is still on the Shrine. They will actually grab this, but they don't even need it. This is going to be Catapults already on core. Junkrat doing their best just to push them back. They do throw out a Steel Trap, but this is going to be core rapidly falling, and the members of Arrogant Nephalem go up 2-0 in our best of 5 series here. GG. Well played. If it's crackly, is it crackly audio? What do you mean by crackly audio? Like, am I peaking? Because I don't peak on any of my audios. Everything is a limiter. Like, the maxed amplitude for my mic is 10. The max is for the desktop audio, which is all of the in-game is like 12 or something. There shouldn't be any crackling. Thank goodness we finished the Shrine. No Kappa. They didn't get their level 20 Flare power spike. I mean, Flare at level 20 is probably one of the most busted talents in the game. I'm just kidding. That's not true. Doesn't exist. Jace, how you doing, bud? Okay. Alrighty. Let's get a message out to the teams. I don't think you're correctly. Okay, good. Because I know, like, so I use monitor speakers, and if I turn up my monitor speakers too loud, I do get crackly audio. So I would just double check if you're, because like my speakers won't be that loud, but if I like put YouTube at max volume, the audio quality for my speakers is just, it doesn't handle that level of audio. But if I literally move it down like the tiniest of hairs to the left to turn it down, like itty bitty, it works perfectly. So I don't know what it is. I just can't max YouTube volume. My speakers don't like it, but either way, I'm not gonna complain. Very well played, Leoric double soak. He did do a significant amount of experience soaking in that game. But also the kills. I mean, great, like we cannot, like, Greymane got a lot of solidifying kills, but it's the Kael'thas set up so much throughout that entire game. It's definitely like, They played that so very well, and Sigatai was just such a nuisance. Like, this is a really strong composition for them, and as I said, the only thing they changed from game 1 to game 2 was the Mephisto for the Kael'thas, and this is just Mephisto on a map where they were before, just being able to poke, here and there and dive in and out. That worked out really well for them. Here, the Kael'thas just got tons of value consistently throughout the game, and they weren't able to dive them. At one point, we saw them with the Mana Addict, and they had like 32 regeneration globes on that, and I don't know what they actually ended up sitting at the end. It was significant. But let's go ahead, and we're waiting on a answer from them, so we will go ahead and update all the information in the background. Whew. Also Flare, yes. Also Flare. They just picked Rexar into Leo. Pants should just go Urel. Pants should just go Urel? Wait, what? Oh, Colonel Pants. It took me a second. I was just like, what? All right. Oh. Varian can't step into Welly, just saying. Secret. Rexar into Leo is fine. Yrel into Leo sucks. I'm sure that's why they didn't go Yrel. Belly is just strictly better without ring setup. Chat is just on fire tonight. How are you all doing? I've missed all of you so very much. Thanks for being here. Thank you, thank you. As you all heard in the previous weeks, every week, and you'll hear it in the future because we're working towards it. We are pushing towards that Twitch partner grind. We are getting closer and closer. When I was on break, so I did reapply for Twitch partner on the 18th of February. So I did apply last week while I was on vacation. I actually had 8S. They sent me a message and they were helping me with my application stuff. So I actually ended up using exactly what 8S sent me as my application text because they looked at what I sent and they were like, all right, well, like here's some ideas and here's some thoughts and stuff. And I was like, I really, really like that. So I ended up using just what they wrote out, and hopefully Twitch likes what I wrote. Twitch likes what I do, and they'll give us partner and I can shut up about it. Can I show you a quick video? Ooh, big treat for Bandit. All right, Ektar. Hold on, let's get the players in here. Like, let me do this. Did I do this? I did do that. All right, cool. Let's get players in here because we got to get Bandit a big treat. Bandit. Twitch chat loves you. Twitch chat loves you. Who's this for? Come here. Come say hi. Come here. Come on up. Where's my big boy? Huh? Can I have a high five? Can I have another high five? Thank you so much. This is from Ektar. Yes, you beautiful boy. You can take it. Thank you so much for redeeming the treat, Ektar. I really appreciate that. All right, let's move some players around. Actually, everyone's on the side they need to be so far. Works out. Actually, wait, nope, one person. So up. Okay. It loses you games, damn. Artanis and amateur opponent are great for juice pirates. Wait, what? When did we start talking about juice pirates? I forgot Artanis does have... Yeah, of course Artanis has a niche. It's also Battlefield of Eternity. Battlefield of Eternity is another map where you see him pop up as well. That's a nice smooch. Defcon to Wise Hobo. Thank you for coming by. I hope I read your name right. That dog teleported into space and back. Hacks. The reason, yeah, no, he like, if anyone knows what an SCP is, he's one of those. And if you don't know, it's basically like it's a cryptoid that's made, cryptic, I think, not cryptoid, but it's a cryptic that's made up on the internet. It's a bunch of like creatures that are made up by people, and it's really interesting. Like if you like creepy stuff, it's interesting. Check it out. 2-2 for you. Wait, what? Only like 3.5 years away from the big tree. Hold on, big guy. Rowdy, thank you. 2.2k for Azul Rules, nice. Just game 4, need more points, yeah. I mean, you can get more points by being a sub, but I'm not gonna push you like that. 2 of my Twitch friends got partnered this week. They were in my clip video actually, so that means you have to get partnered because you're in the video, right? Yes, Kaleo. Because I'm in the video, I get partnered. Yes, that's how it works. I hope. I bet Bahamut won't be able to say my last name correctly. Oh, probably not. I probably won't be able to, but most people can't say my last name correctly, so have fun with that. Math checks out. I mean, the math checks out to me. I don't know what it checks out to, but I'm assuming it's to what Kaleo is saying. And I'm happy about that. We'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I mean, all of our stats are in line. It's everything they've asked for thus far. Watch it be one of those situations, though, where, like, the last application I put in was the shortest response time. It was literally 3 days they responded to me and said no. So I was, like, half expecting it for this one, and I haven't heard back, and it was maybe because I didn't stream last week or something, but I'm, like, waiting. I was just like, all right, is it going to be, like, 7 days? Is it going to be 2 weeks? Like, it's so very here and there. And I get it. People get busy. Sometimes they don't. But just give, please. All right, we're waiting on the teams just to ready up. I think they're probably running to the bathroom or something like that. 2 games. They've been playing for an hour and a half-ish straight. So we got one ready. Oh, also, really quickly, when it comes to stream schedule for this week, tomorrow we're going to be doing 2 best of 3s. That's through the... is it pronounced gumming, isn't it? I don't know. But we got 2 best of 3s tomorrow. We've got 2 best of 3s on Wednesday. We've got S Division. That's going to be 2 best of 5s on Thursday. And then Saturday, I'll have 1 best of 5 for S Division once again at 5 o'clock. But we can talk about that later. We got teams ready. Let's go ahead and see if we are crowning a Coastal Champion or if we are going to be going into a game number 4. Let's go ahead and get on into game number 3. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. My name is Bahamut. We have the members of Would Tap That on the left and Arrogant Nephalem on the right. This is a Nexus Gaming Series Division C West Coastal Finals, meaning it's going to be a best of 5 series. That's why we find ourselves here in game number 3 on Dragonshire. If you're sitting at home and you're trying to figure out how to give Bandit treats, which is literally just by watching the stream, I can let you know how we got to this map though. I tried my best on that one. I lost my train of thought halfway through it. Either way, the home team this evening is going to be the members of Would Tap That, as they opted for first pick priority since they had the higher seed. Towers of Doom and Braxis Holdout were banned up by them. Cursed Hollow and Towers of Doom were, Tomb of the Spider Queen was banned up by Arrogant Nephalem. Sky Temple was the first map chosen by Arrogant Nephalem and won by them. The losing team has the opportunity for first pick or map pick priority. They opted for first pick priority in game number 2, so Arrogant Nephalem chose to take us to Infernal Shrines. Arrogant Nephalem won that match, as we just saw, so once again, Would Tap That, opting for first pick priority, meaning Arrogant Nephalem taking us to a map, going to be choosing Dragonshire. Let's go ahead and get back into the draft and find out what we got going on. All right. Oh, I was suggesting your last name is Gaming? I see, yes. It took me a second. I'm very slow this evening. I got to spend Bandit bucks in the lower left. Yeah, so to give Bandit treats, you basically just watch the stream and you get stream points. And as you get the stream points, you can give, there's the send a sub message only, but there's give Bandit pets for 2,000. There's give Bandit a treat, which are like the small ones for 5,000. And then there's the big treat, which you just saw, which is 2,000. We might add something special down the road, but I don't have anything to give away special. But either way, Probiasari on the right, we have a Varian Kael'thas on the left. So they're getting rid of that getting rid of the Varian, but also respecting the Kael'thas from game number 1. Words are hard. Still not banning Deathwing? Yeah, they're considering it. You can tell, like, they're considering the Deathwing here. Rexar for the top lane. Deathwing coming through. So they let it through. They have to know that this is coming out. So what are they going to be going for the Leoric here? Are they going to be going for the Greymane? Are we going to be seeing different heroes for Arrogant Nephalem? That is my biggest question right now, is do we actually have different heroes, or is it still going to be the same that we've been, is it still going to be Greymane? And, well, we won't have Leoric, obviously, because there's no point for that role, but Greymane and Chromie. Chromie's been banned out consistently on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. So Chromie's going through. We have a Greymane as well. Did we have a new player? I think we got a sub. We got a sub. Right? Anyways. Ban-wise, they do need a healer, so they could get rid of Anduin. Ooh, gonna get rid of the Ana. Well, it makes sense, actually. Ana makes a little bit more sense with the Chromie. I was thinking that they might go into the comfort pick of the Anduin.
Can I use bits for treats?
Can I use the bits for treats? Absolutely, Legacy. Absolutely, Legacy. When we're loading into game, I'll give Bandit a treat for you. Thank you for the 100 bits.
For the alliance above all.
But what I'll do is I'll just do this. Let's do this. We're gonna count one of those as the 5k. We'll count it as because we limit how many we do, so I'll just count that one right there. Just got home. What did I miss? So far, we've had 2 really, really good games. EKB, welcome to the stream. They got Rexar Deathwing on Dragonshire with second pick. Well, Bandit, yeah, exactly. That's what you miss, EKB. There you go. Anduin and Raynor on the right, so they're actually going to be taking that Anduin away. That's why they didn't ban it out. I was wondering why they didn't ban it out, and it seems like they're going to be taking it themselves. So forcing Would Tap That to take a different healer. What are they going to go for? I was wondering if they were gonna go Rhaegar, but I was like, I don't know. Maybe. Like, Stukov's actually a really good option as well. But I like the Rhaegar quite a bit. Allows you to dive in. You do have good range heals. Now, Gannis to round out the draft as well. That's a big front line, but I mean, as long as Raynor doesn't die, you're fine. I kind of lean a little bit into would tap that draft. Kira to go into the Rexxar in top lane. Kira actually might have an easy time with that. It's Jimmy time. Blonde Duchess, good to see you, friend. Sadukin did one as well. All right, let's do one of these. Let's do, so what I usually do is these beef jerky ones, I usually have to split these in half because they're so big, but what I'll do is I'll do from Sadukin as well as from Legacy. We'll do, we'll just do one of these big boys. We're not gonna make Bandit get up for this. Yes, this is from Twitch chat because they love you and you're the best boy ever. Yes, yes. Oh. My good boy, my good boy. Already spoiled. We come back to stream and he's just spoiled. But thank you for spoiling my dog and cheering everyone on. Kira, are you insane? Yeah. Kira into Deathwing Jimmy. Now I feel like Kira's gonna be solo lane. I've seen that here and there actually pop up, and it kind of works. We'll see if it does in this game. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Wood Tap that trying to put themselves on the scoreboard. Colonel Pan's gonna be on the Kira. Tyrannius Vane, I think it's Tyrannius Vane is gonna be on the Grey Mane. Shadonis to be on that Rex, or Rhaegar, excuse me. Pet Wolverine on the
battle commencing in
Chromie, and Mongoose on that Joanna. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Arrogant Nephalem trying to close out our best of 5 series in a 3-0 fashion. We've got Key, or we got, sure, Key, whatever. We're gonna go with Key because that's what chat says it is. On the Deathwing, we've got Null Pointer on the Anduin. Sigatai will be on the Mal'Ganis. Tribe will be on that Raynor. And in the top lane, we've got Dekilidin on that Rexxar. Let's go ahead and get into bottom and see what we get as our first engagement. This is the Vision currently. So they do see them coming through. All right, so we have a little bit of a poke back here. Nice stop coming out from Chromie. Buys a little bit of time. Gets them in position. Sigatai taking a lot of damage, trying to get themselves out of there. Doesn't get picked off. Chromie did go into, once again, the first time at level 1. I believe you need 40 stacks on that. And you get the extra Echo. The Echo is the little kind of sand ghost she leaves behind. Kira in this top lane went into, I'm blanking on the name, Fatal Wounds. Okay. I feel like she's gonna scale in this situation. Legacy, thank you for the 100 bits again. If we didn't give bits for Bandit, you never eat. Exactly, yeah.
take control of the shop.
Excuse me, sorry, I just sneezed. Yes, you all feed my dog. Thank you. Thank you for the 100 bits, Legacy. I appreciate that, my friend. Alrighty, so we do have both of the siege camps going to be grabbed here on the left and the right-hand side. Still going to be having just a solo lane matchup that's not too, like...
Capture the shrines.
The nice thing about this Kier is that they can dive into the Rexxar. The issue is just the Misha Bear, but the grapple is going to be huge for them. I love the wheelie with that little motorcycle every single time, too. Over here, we do have the Bruiser Camp going to be grabbed from the Rexxar Rhaegar, and this is actually a really good tandem duo for grabbing, or I guess this is a really good duo to be able to grab Bruiser Camp, so you can just burn through it a lot quicker. Both of them are very good at camping. We do currently have Mongoose getting through the bottom lane as the Siege Giants are going to be pushing in, but they should be able to clear that out with the Molten Breath from the Deathwing, as this is still... Here, pushing into top, 23 stacks on her. We do have the Chromie going into Time Troubles, which is going to be, because there's 3 Time Trap talents at level, I was talking about talents, and I literally, and then I was feeling bad about talking about talents, and now, okay, so we get 2 kills going over to the side of Wood Tap that, as Kira seems to be holding herself just fine in the top lane, being able to dive into that Rexxar. Either way, there are 3 Time Trap talents at level 4 for Chromie, or 2 technically because of her trait. There's armor reduction, there's speed, and slow, and then there's also just extra time traps. So right now they went to the armor reduction or the armor buff, because if they end up hitting a friendly hero with the time trap, they get the buff, which actually can be beneficial. We saw that earlier in the game where they caught the Greymane, and it kind of bought a couple seconds for them to kind of push up and step forward into the enemy team, so they weren't diving onto that Greymane in that early push. But right now Dragonite was grabbed by the members of Wood Tap that, and ironically enough, the dragon is inside of a dragon, because it's Chromie. I'd love to see Deathwing, because it's just like that model size difference is, it's the same thing as like when you see Deathwing get into the Triglav Protector. It's like, how? Does the Triglav Protector have a shrink ray? Like, what does this do? 4 out of 200. Wait, what? Oh, shit, it's, yeah, the fatal wounds is out of 200, is it not? Yes. They're working their way through it, but they did take down the bottom lane well. This is actually huge. I want to talk about this just a little bit. The sustain in the lanes is really, really important, and being able to have your well to tap during these these drawn-out fights during the temple phase, or I guess the altar phase, is insanely beneficial. Typically, we actually see the top lane wells sniped. Like Genjis will come through here and snipe the well, or Hanzos, you know, they'll auto attack from an increased range and take down the well. So the solo lane's a little bit more difficult. As long as they're watching out for that, they should be fine. But it's the same kind of situation in bottom lane. Whereas if you are able to take out that well, it makes things a lot more difficult for the team to have self-sustain on the temple points of the shrine phasing. As we have Mal'Ganis stepping up over here, that's gonna be definitely the Cataclysm coming through. The rest of the friendly team is gonna be right behind them as well. A lot of damage going out onto Tyrannius Vayne. Oh no, it's not even Tyrannius, it's Tynanius? I thought the N was an R. That's my brain moving letters around or making them look a little different. Okay. Tynanius Vayne? I'm gonna go with that. Either way. Siege coming in through this bottom lane. They're trying to open this up a little bit further. It's even talent tiers for now. We can cycle through some of the other talents right now. I just want to quickly glance at the questing ones. We're at 109 on that cure. We have 5 stacks on the Hunter Gatherer for the Rexar Misha combos. There's still, I mean, this battle in top lane's fairly even. Outside of the 1 kill that we've had so far, it seems like they're kind of not playing this too aggressive, but not also just letting the other one just push indefinitely into them. So we'll check on this one as it does progress. But right now, they're going to be just grabbing some siege camps, getting ready for the shrine phase to activate. But I will say this, would tap that. Finding themselves up here a little bit, couple kills. I mean, it only yielded 883 experience, but the experience is quite close still. So we'll see if they're able to get a bigger margin. They did get the bottom lane fort very low. If they could take that down, that'd be periodic catapult pressure as well as passive experience gain. But right now, it's gonna be shrine phase. Misha Bear did get a little chain on this top to kill it and is going to just be holding this for now. I'm checking minimap to see if there's any other engagements popping off, but not really. It's wave clear, it's lane management, and getting to 10s. I think that's the big game plan for both teams. They don't want to give over a kill. But I will say this, the members of Arrogant Nephalem in this bottom lane are pushing up quite a bit, trying to force these Siege Giants in a little bit further, slowing Sands to kind of zone back the enemy team. We do have another Bruiser camp to be grabbed here. Looking, Kira's trying to make a cheeky play over the wall. It didn't happen right there. Hyperion to be grabbed. That's going to be the Carrion Swarm for the Mal'Ganis. We don't know what Misha, Bellowing Roar for the Deathwing. Rexar Misha probably going to be the boars, I would expect, but we'll have to see here as they do get themselves their 10s on the side of Wood Tap that as well. Seagatai taking a lot of damage. They're going to be stepping forward on them. Light Bomb does come out. There's going to be a zoning tool, but it doesn't seem to be working out too well, and they end up going down. Another kill over to the side of Wood Tap that. Peek over into top lane really quickly. Imagine Deathwing and Smash Bros. I feel like it would just be an ultimate. Like, it would just be a smash all. It had to be. Like, it's like Cataclysm through the screen. It burns everything, and just everyone dies. That's it. It's like, it was like Snorlax, like, back in, like, Super Smash Brothers. Melee? Is that it? No, was it? Either way, Super Smash Bros. Like, wasn't there Snorlax that just came through half the screen? Or am I just making stuff up at this point? Right now, we do currently have the top lane held over by the Mishas. Seagatai is finding themselves far away. I thought they tried to pop Carrion Swarm, but I think it was just the Necrotic Embrace really quickly. Is they going to get those Fell Claws trying to dive into the enemy side? Deathwing going to be ripping the ground with that Lava Burst as well. I'm just watching top lane just to see if they try and make any plays into each other. I want to look really quickly. So the heroic kill yielded about 800 experience, and they had 800 before that from the 2 kills. So late game experience is really huge as the Curse Bullet does go out from Greymane, and I believe it connected onto the Mal'Ganis. They threw a little bit of damage out from Pet Wolverine. Channel is potentially available for the members of Wood Tap that as they continue to have the slowing sands out. Tynanius Vayne. That sounds right when I say it, but it's probably wrong still. Snorlax was in Smash Bros. Games, yes. Okay, thank you for Psychic. In the Pokeballs? Okay, yeah. I'm talking about these comps. I'm sorry that I'm missing a lot of Twitch chat. It's a very good back and forth game, and I'm doing my best to do a little bit That's what I meant by ultimate. Sorry. Oh, okay, no, you're all right, Sam. I picked up on it as I think as you were saying it. Either way, we do currently have the Misha on the point. Looks like Greymane to grab the camp on the left, and same thing on the right from the members of Arrogant Nephalem. But will they be able to invade? No. I saw Mongoose hovering around, but I think it's just more of a zoning thing. As Colonel Fance is trying to just they're trying to get this Dragonite. They've had Chromie sitting here for what feels like ever. They could go for Dragonite, but then they leave. Well, and they kind of have to. I think Deathwing and Mal'Ganis were starting to step up into them. They will be able to grab themselves a camp for the bottom lane, continuing to retain control over one of these shrines as Colonel Pants will be diving back over here. I think they're trying to look to get damage into Misha Bear, but they are still working through that Hunter-Gatherer. Once they finish out, that's going to be a baseline 15 armor on Rexxar and Misha, and that's a little bit more difficult of a matchup at that point, I think, for the Kira. We'll have to see if that bleed is still going to be enough and if she's going to be able to scale out as well. On the note of scaling out, she's at 190 out of the 200 stacks. So that Blood Rage is really going to be benefiting from that quite a bit. It's just bleed damage over time. It's just increased damage, and more damage is always good, especially when you're in a 1v1 matchup and you can heal off the damage that you're applying. As looks like they're getting full stacks onto this. They do finish that out, so that will be. I mean, ooh, wow. That's a whole, like, they're not bursting, but they're slicing through this bear. Now, they don't have the best wave clear, but they do stop the potential for a Dragonite mid lane. While that's happening, they also do push up a little bit further, opening that up for themselves. They do have this Night Camp. Kept wanting to say Shaman Camp, pushing up, but I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the Kira and Rexxar is doing just fine. And this was something that, oh wait, ooh, grapple to the far side, nice swing around. They're gonna put themselves on the friendly side of this. That's gonna be the Hyperion coming out from the Rainer. We currently have a final strike coming out. No points are taking a lot of damage, so that's gonna be Mal'Ganis getting hit with the Light Bomb as they also drop the Carrion Swarm. There's gonna be Deathwing falling down. That's going to be also a Ancestor healing onto the Kira, who does make it out alive, but Greymane does end up going down right there. The members of Arrogant Nephalem finding themselves a kill here in game number 3. Blues just grab map control. They don't need to force the cap. That's true. I was just kind of like, I was pumped for them to get another Dragonite. More or less, like, anytime it's a best of 5 series and a team it's 0-2, casters are unbiased, but I'm unbiased to the point of I want more games. So that's where I sit in that one. So I was like, yeah, get Dragonite. Yeah, keep pushing up. So I'm just excited for the potential of more games, because I will say this, the members of would tap that. Starting out strong here in this Dragonshower game. They got the first Dragonite. They got themselves some decent map pressure going on, but they're going to open this up on the side of Arrogant Nephalem and find themselves a bottom lane fort as well. Chromie 2 stacks off from finishing out once again the first time at that level 1 questing talent. Actually, 1 stack away right now. Oh, I thought the Echo was gonna hit that, but that just means they're gonna get a second Echo or a Sand clone, so they can just snipe even more. Skimming through talents really quickly just to see what we're getting here. Questing wise, okay, that did get finished out. Rexxar at 16 out of the 25 when it comes to the Hunter Gatherer, actually at 17 now. Otherwise, I think that's the only questing talents we currently have on the board. Is 16 talents are going to be rounding through on both these sides fairly soon. Looks like that's going to be coming through the mid to top engagements as this Dragonite looks like, I think it gets the bottom lane fort. They open up mid lane, but they have to back off as it only has 3 seconds left and 11% on its health. 16's up on both sides. Curse Bullet went out. Kira going to be diving around top lane, and Sister Healing did go out in that mid lane. I'm looking to see, I mean, there's two fights seemingly breaking out at once right now. Final Strike, oh, Final Strike comes through! Final Strike comes through. That was really, I wouldn't say ballsy, but that was like, Misha Bear was just berating her, and I was afraid that they would actually get burned down, but they end up making a ballsy play, I'll say it, and they end up getting the kill onto the Rexxar. I love that, as they find themselves another kill, push themselves up a little bit further in that experience. And speaking of, what are we looking at kill-wise experience that you can see right there? 1, 2, 4 in kills and near 3k experience, but just about 2,000 over the opposing side in just the heroic kills. Definitely going to be landing down on a couple people. That does reduce the spell power. I think that's mostly going to be targeting Chromie, but she's going to be playing from further down the back line. Mongo's taking a lot of damage. No Ancestor Healing for the next 51 seconds, as this is some slowing stands coming out as well. They're just trying to throw the Dragon's Breath back as well, just to try and force back this enemy team. Really good disengage overall. A couple of heroics were used. Mal'Ganis can be trying to make a... I thought they were going to try and wrap around into this. I was like, you're going to have to run by a fort. But Siege Camp gonna be attempted. Chromie does scout it out with one of the Sand Blasts. They got that Dragon's Breath where they can poke out as well, and that kind of runs in that straight line, something like the Mal'Ganis, or excuse me, the Gul'dan with the Echo Corruption. That's going to be so much damage. I cannot believe the Siege Camp didn't go over right there. Mal'Ganis and Greymane go down. That's also going to be the Johanna as well. A 3-for-1 that's the Cataclysm coming out. They did go into Bellowing Roar, so they don't get the reset when structures go down, but a huge turn, and I keep showing this, but here we go, right there. It was 4-1 in kills, and it was like not even close when it came to heroic experience, but now look at it. Like, late game kills really can bolster the experience you have. Some danger pings coming out as well, as we do currently have camps grabbed, map slowly shifting over to Arrogant Nephalem's control, as this is going to be Colonel Pants trying to dive onto to kill it and missing a lot of the skill shots they needed. Boars are going to be unleashed. That's going to slow them down a little bit. Misha Bear getting the charge through. Deathwing going to try and play from the far side. Tries to get the angle on that Earth Shatter and finds the stun, and they find a kill, answering back as Rexar is probably happy with that kill right there. 5-5 in kills. Butt spot kills me so much. There's hold on. Let's get something on screen really quickly. Is there a way to get Twitch to catch up? It was buzzed for a while, but what? It was paused for a moment. Is there a way to get Twitch to catch up? Probably just refreshing the page. That's the only thing I can think of. Kick from the Dragonite pushes the Greymane further back. Hyperion coming out from the Rainer as well, just to siege on in through this mid lane. They're looking to go ahead and open this up. Piercing Stance was picked up by the Chromie, meaning they can. It's like old Chromie again, in a sense, where they can just they only will hit heroes, or well, they'll pierce through everything, but still. Not doing a good job of explaining because I'm trying to keep up with everything that's happening on the map, as we also are going to be seeing 20 talents here not too far off as well. Rex are going to be having that Hunter-Gatherer finished out. You'll see that little 15 armor next to them, as they do have a little extra sustain. Time Trap, they're just running through that bush over there, but they don't see the Time Trap. They could have tried to stop them. I actually haven't seen it. I feel like I have not seen that many stops so far in this game. That's going to be Colonel Pants getting into the backline. This is a bit of a dive for them right there. Sigatai is going to pop into the Carrion Swarm. Going to be diving into Colonel Pants. Ancestral Healing will connect onto them just in time, as the Dragonite still sieging on in through this bottom lane. Chromie trying to dump damage as they do lose the Dragonite. This is a very low Misha Bear that doesn't get sniped. Chastise goes out as it was trying to slow them down from the chase. But now, this is a rough spot to be in on the side of Would Tap That. The enemy team's about to hit 20. You can't chase into them because they're going to get 20 middle of the fight, and you don't want that to go over them. So right now, I think they just back off. They go into lane management. They reset. The Dragonite should be announced somewhere in the 17-minute mark, 30 seconds or something like that. So until then, it's just going to be camp grabbing and looking for 20s. Maybe the members of Arrogant Nephalem will set themselves up for a potential bush party, but I think it's just going to be going back into lanes, playing it safe, and getting them another Dragonite so they can maybe push onto the keep and maybe push onto the core. Yo, dog, I heard you like dragons, so we put a dragon in your dragon. So you can dragon while you dragon. I love it, yeah. This game needs more dragons. I agree. Like, why not just make Syndragosa playable, right? Why not just make? No, I mean that'd be such a weird workaround to like take a talent away and then make it a hero. Yeah, that'd be just wild. Anyways, Hyperion coming through. Boars were unleashed as well. They're going to be looking for this keep. They're not waiting for the Dragonite. They've got some pressure that's a mountain. They want to try and take this series while they have an advantage. This will be keep going down. They could back off, or they could continue to push up. Looks like Mal'Ganis wants to continue to push. A little bit of different comms here, because you can see that they are looking to back off after getting that keep. That's going to be the Chromie going down as they chase further on in and into this core, into the core. They actually back off. Mongoose did get 20, so they did get that indestructible at the last possible seconds. They should be able to live through that, but now the enemy team stepping up onto the core. Arrogant Nephalem with the Cataclysm over. That's going to be Ancestral Healing, and that will hit just in time right there. I wasn't thinking that it would. Core is being sieged on right now. They do have the Dragonite phase up and available once again, as they are Molten Blasting the Kira. They find the kill right there, and the members of Arrogant Nephalem are going to be your Division C West Coastal winners. GG. Well played. Run it down. Legacy, thank you for the 100 bits.
If we didn't give bits, then Bandit would never eat. You better not go a day without streaming.
Thank you, chat, for feeding my dog. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. It's such a crazy thing to me. Sam just Q. All right, let me get a message out to the winning team and see what they want to do. Lobby 1 for interview. Let's go ahead and get that right there. Mute myself, and we'll get some players in here in just a second. All right. That was a really fun series, I'm not going to lie. I had a blast with that. I had an absolute blast with that series. Let's go ahead and update our score. Let's get ourselves an interview with one of the winning players, or players. Okay, so, alrighty, at this time we're going to be joined by Null Punter and Triab. How are you feeling after your 3-0 victory for the Coastal Finals?
We're feeling pretty good, I think. It's after the absolute stress nightmare of the last match we had, and then the stress nightmare of going crazy, scouting against these guys, and losing our minds trying to make plans. It's I for one at least am happy to kind of have it over with finally. So
let's talk about this, because game number one did game number one feel shaky to all of you? Because as a caster, I could see how the teams are moving, and it seemed like there was a little trepidation like early. Like I rarely see teams like almost 4-stack to get the Siege Giants very early. Were you a little worried about that game number one and wanted to make sure you solidified a win, or was it just kind of getting the nerves out and kind of getting everyone warmed up?
I think we sort of went into game one looking to get that comp or a comp very similar to it, and so we were happy with how the draft went. And then we didn't get like any picks off of the variant Stu Cup combo until very late, if I remember.
Yes.
And so our plan was like Sky Temple, get picks, take the first 2 shrines, win level 13, and when that's your plan going in, and you're like, it's level 12 and we have 1 kill. It's I
will say that we knew that they were probably going to get Johanna and Win based on their previous picks, and the variant Stukov didn't get a lot of picks early on, but I think it did work.
Yeah, it at least made them play back a little bit, I think. As long as we've got that threat there, and our cooldowns are a lot lower than the Anduin pool and the Johanna Iron Shield and stuff, it buys you a lot of space even if you're not getting the picks.
I have a question from Twitch chat from Valk. Question for Triab. Did Keim feed enough for your expectations?
No, I don't think so.
That's what Valk asked.
I mean, because I expect like 4 times a game. Like the expectations have been set high over the past couple seasons, and I don't know if we quite hit expectations there tonight. But there's more time left in the season still.
One more, because I mean we have one for Null Pointer as well. Same from Valk. What was the most stressful healing moment that Keim put on you in the games?
Kime, I don't even believe exists on our team because I never see him. But I think the most stressful point is when he's on Deathwing and I see a health bar super low and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a rough situation, honestly. Now, going into game number 2, Infernal Shrines, a lot different momentum. You kind of came out the gate swinging, and realistically, all you did was adjust your draft to have a Mephisto or a Kael'thas instead of Mephisto. Was that kind of just like is a lot of comforts? It was a lot of just like, yeah, we feel good about this. Let's just keep running it, and we know the Kael'thas will get so much chain bomb value. Or was that kind of a happy surprise?
I think it worked out pretty well. We had to prioritize the KT early just because it's Infernal Shrines, and I don't want to play against the Kael'thas on Infernal Shrines. But yeah, we knew that despite a couple troubles on getting there, the comp works generally well overall, even into a Johanna Anduin. We could still get the fights we wanted and get the picks we wanted, and adding more burst damage and another stun on top of that certainly isn't going to hurt matters. So I think when you any sort of long series like this, definitely when you're up a game, you've earned a little breathing room. It's a little easier to kind of play loose and be a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, you looked so much more comfortable from game 1 to game 2. Like it was like momentum's there. The Varian dive was constant. In game number 2, like it was just like, who can I taunt? Is it off cooldown? And it really worked out. But then shifting over to Dragonshire, they had a strong start. Were you worried about the momentum they were starting to build against you with the small lead they were building, or was it just like, we need to hit a power spike, post 10 will be fine?
Whenever I'm playing Raynor, I'm just trying to like remember how to stutter step because I play mages most of the time. So I wasn't even really looking at the levels. I was just kind of trying to dodge chromey stuff and not feed relentlessly. No pointer might have a slightly better macro perspective on the whole thing.
I think like you're right. The beginning game certainly didn't start as we expected, and I think the Kira Rexar matchup threw us for a bit of a loop at first, but we have Deathwing, and he's still really good.
It's like kind of good. Seemed to do pretty well in the games that.
I mean, Deathwing is really good.
Yeah. I see them still being banned out in higher divisions as well. Still, so yeah, it's definitely something to worry about here and there. I mean, you're the winners of the Division C West Coastal Finals. I mean, that's a big win in itself. Are you nervous, excited for the Grand Finals? I don't know when those will be, but you're going up against. I'm blanking on the name. I know it's Lazy Hydra's team, if I'm not mistaken. Please clap. Yes, please clap.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I have to go schedule that. Oh jeez. This is my punishment for.
That was also my soft reminder to you because I saw the messages earlier too. I was like, don't forget to schedule your match.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you nervous? Are you excited? Have you seen their plays? Have you done a little research into them, knowing that they're going to be the opponent you potentially go into?
I've watched a couple of their games just because I've heard in Div C chat and in various things that they were pretty strong this season and they were likely going to be the team coming out of C East, if I remember correctly. So I just sort of checked out a couple things out of curiosity. They're definitely good. It'll be the playoffs are fun because you get to play a team that you've already played again and sort of reflect and try things a little different and go in with a plan. With them, it's just going to be sort of we're gonna go out there and see what happens, man. I don't know. I don't even have any barometers to judge because I can't be like, oh, did they beat this team and we lost to that team? We're just gonna go out there where we're gonna try to represent the division well. We got a lot of friends in Div C West. It's a great division, and I don't know. I feel like we've got a bit of a weight on our shoulders that we got to go represent our friends well. So we're gonna do our best.
Well, it was an absolute blast of a series. Before I let you guys run out of here, any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Shout outs again to Mig and Penguin, who were our subs this season. Got a couple games in from each of them, usually on very short notice and no idea what role they would play pretty much until we started the draft. It's very, very helpful to me as a captain to have reliable backups that can jump in when we need them. So huge shout outs to those guys.
Shout outs to Beast Coast as well, our sister team who is in Div A now, I believe, this season. Is that right, Trey?
I believe they're in Division A.
Yep.
Yes, they helped us a lot. They scrimmed against us, helped us practice against specific comps. They may have beat us a few times with those comps.
Just a few times.
But they were very helpful.
Well, thank you so much for the games. I look forward to watching you all in the grand finals versus Please Clap, whenever that will be. But until then, enjoy your 3-0 victory, and congratulations once again on being the West Coast champions for Division C West. You have a wonderful night.
Yeah, same to you. Thanks so much for casting.